Hey, welcome back to Black Magic Craft. This is Satan's Cannon. I felt like kit bashing and I figured the forces of hell needed some cool scatter terrain for my Trench Crusade board, and this is what I came up with. So sit back, relax, and watch me build it. Kit bashing can be a pretty difficult thing to explain because it's so situational. What you're doing really depends on the pieces that you have to work with, which is going to be different for everyone, and what you're trying to accomplish. At the end of the day, though, I think kit bashing really ends up being finding two pieces that you want to smash together to create a new form, and then finding other pieces to cover the awkward seams where those pieces meet. Also, don't go into kit bashing without some baking soda and super glue. This combination creates a material that is harder than a friggin' diamond, and it's a great way to fill gaps.
Quick hypothetical. Let's say you produced a bunch of miniatures. Perhaps a cool little goblin wielding 2 knives. You want to sell those miniatures to people on the internet. You're going to need a website to do that. I made my websites with Squarespace. I used one of their many templates that I then easily customized using their drag and drop editing system. I easily set up a web store where I could upload products like a knife wielding goblin. I'm now able to take web orders from anywhere in the world and easily ship them using the integrated shipping software that you can use on Squarespace. Everything you've heard about Squarespace being easy is true. It's the favorite all-in-one web hosting platform I've ever used, and I will continue to use them because they're great. If you want to make a website for yourself, use the link in my description and try out Squarespace for free. And then when you're ready to launch your website, use the code BlackMagicCraft to get 10% off your new website or domain. If you want to see how their websites can function from the consumer end of things, go to blackmagicraft.ca. Check out my products and my store. We got a new knife goblin.
There's an element that I've been avoiding on all of my Trench Crusade builds to date. And it's too bad because it's a really visually iconic thing for trench warfare. And that's sandbags. And I've avoided them because of the materials used to make them. You want to make them out of some kind of clay. But things like air dry clay, I don't have the patience to wait for them to dry usually. So the alternative is like epoxy putties, green stuff like that. But those are a pain to deal with in large quantity to mix up, and they're expensive. So I just haven't been doing it. On this thing though, I was like, I need sandbags. They would be perfect to cover some of the, transitions between materials. It would just like look right. And since I had to wait for the Sculptamold to dry anyway, I stole some of my kids' Crayola air dry clay and said, whatever, let's just see what happens. Get to use these, my cup full of corpses and crucified victims. I went on my mini factory and looked up like dead bodies, crucifixion, and found a couple of different makers who had appropriate things. I believe they were all listed as being for 28 to 32 millimeter scale models. And this is the size they were, at least one of the sets. This is like nowhere near usable for a 28 millimeter mini. So I ended up trying a bunch of different sizes and finally got ones that were, suitable. And I'm basically using these to adorn all of the things that are made for the forces of hell because they look friggin' creepy and terrifying.
I love
my new Satan's Cannon. This is such a sick little piece of terrain, full of gritty detail. It may not provide any mechanical use in a game, but it will certainly spice up the table and give models lots of places to hide out and also get some height. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, let me know in the comments, share it with all your Trench Crusade friends. If you enjoyed dark, blasphemous skirmish games like Trench Crusade, well, you'll probably like my game, Idols of Torment. It's arguably even darker. Don't forget to check out my website. I've got a bunch of cool merch that you can purchase to help support the channel. You can also help support the channel on Patreon. Thanks for watching. See you again next time. Cheers.